Hi, this is Lauren from LSP Actions, and in this tutorial video I'm going to give you a brief overview and a demonstration using the LSP Lovestruck digital background shot by Ana Brandt. This is a layered Photoshop file, so if you're used to working with flat JPEG digitals, you're going to find this one gives you a couple of options when it comes to editing. So the first thing you need to do is download the LSP Lovestruck zip file from the LSP Actions website. You can do this at checkout, you can do this from the link that gets sent to you to your purchase email address, and you can also log into your account at any time and re-download it. If you don't have an account, you can create one using your purchase email address, and you will see any linked files appearing in there that you can download anytime in the future. Make sure after download that you unzip the file first, because Photoshop isn't going to be able to read a zipped file. This is a compressed file. Think of it as kind of a locked folder. So if you're on Windows, you simply need to right-click Extract All and choose where to save the files. If you're on Mac, you need to use Archive Utility. So go ahead and do that, and then open up the LSP Lovestruck Digital Background PSD file in Photoshop. You need to make sure you can see your layers panel over here, and you will notice you have the base knit, the base curls and your baby layer. If you can't see the layers panel, you need to come up here to Windows and choose layers, and that will make sure your layers panel appears. Next to these layers you have a little eye icon, and you can turn it on or off. This indicates the layer's visibility, means does it show or does it hide. So right now when you open up, you'll see you have a blank layer called your baby. This is where you need to place your baby image. Underneath this you have a curls base and a knit base. So let's go ahead and turn the curls off, and you can see we have a knit. This is great if you've shot baby on a smooth fabric or a knitted fabric or any kind of textured fabric. And if you shoot baby on curls, which I know a lot of people do, especially if they're shooting for composite, you have this curls base that you can use to composite baby in. So let's get started with the edit. Now it's really important that you place in a baby image that has already been edited, so don't pop in a raw file or anything that's straight out of your camera. Open up that baby image first and make sure it's edited. So I'm going to go ahead and open up a baby image here by going File, Open. And I'm going to choose one of these gorgeous images shot by Justina at Photography by JW. Let's go ahead and open this one here. Justina shoots for composite using the Perfect Posy, and this is available at Graceland Design. It's a fantastic posing aid, and it's a really great one to have in your studio if you want to shoot for digitals. As you can see, this image is unedited, so I'm going to give this a super quick edit. I'm going to speed up this part of the video, but I'm going to be using the LSP Signature Newborn Photoshop Action Suite. And this is available on the LSP Actions website and is a real time saver when it comes to editing newborns, perfecting the skin without losing the details, because we don't want plastic skin here. So I've just played the LSP Newborn Skin Perfecto, which is available as part of the Signature Newborn Photoshop Action Suite. And this is really great at just removing those little flaws, little bumps, temporary scratches, anything like that, again without losing any of the skin texture. And when you're finished editing, you'll see a little before and after there, so you can see it's just a balancing edit, smoothing that skin out but not too much, enhancing those details. When you're done editing, you can save this image ready to use in your composite. So I'm just going to crop this in a little bit too. So let's get started on editing the digital. I'm going to use the LSP Actions, the Baby Composite Actions, the Digital Background Actions here to apply baby, but you can also, if you don't own these actions, you can get them from the LSP website, but if you're not going to use the actions, that's just fine. You can add baby by going up here to File, Place Embedded, and choose your edited baby image. It's really important you place the, use the Place Embedded option rather than copy and paste, because this means all the data is retained. The baby's image size is great and baby will be nice and sharp and full resolution. So find your edited image. The actions add the image in for you, so at this point, and the same with you, if you place the image, you're going to need to make sure the light is coming from the right direction. In the digital, the light is coming here from the right. You can see here by the shadow on the left. So if you need to, right click and choose Flip Horizontal to make sure your baby image matches that of the digital. These actions make baby semi-transparent so you can see when sizing them in, but at the same time you can do this by changing the opacity of the layer up here if you want to. So resize baby in. You can always resize a bit more if you need to. Make sure baby isn't too small in the heart bowl. You can add a layer mask to make this baby layer invisible. Let me just move these actions out of the way. Here, by coming down here to the little box with the circle in, looks like the Japanese flag, you can add a layer mask and use Control or Command I to invert it. A layer mask is like a scratch card. White means show, so I'm painting on with a white brush to show any information in that layer, which is the baby image, and black means hide. Because baby was shot on curls, this is a super easy composite. If you don't own any curls, you can get them from Kuchiku. I think they're absolutely amazing, and they really help for all digital backgrounds. And then you can also use this image just as it is, just cropped in with the curls as a beautiful image for the parents too, so you get kind of two for the price of one. So I'm just zooming in a little bit, and I'm just using white. Because baby is already shot on the curls, I can make a really loose masking here. I don't have to worry too much at all about masking baby in. If you've got a baby not shot on the curls and you're going to be using the white knit base, you're going to want to use a harder brush to make on black to make a better selection of baby there by coming in and really zooming in for that. But this image is just so perfect. I can just lightly come round. The only area I am going to mask a little more using a black brush, you can use X on your keyboard to switch between a black and a white brush, is here, just around the feet, because you can see these curls are kind of from the original showing there. And because the little foot would be hanging over the edge in the digital, I'm just going to zoom right in and use a black brush on this layer mask to paint anything away that I don't want to show. If you own these LSP digital composite Photoshop actions, you will find they also come with a video showing you all different ways you can use to select baby to mask, with some good examples and demonstrations in there, and the PDF guide that's also included to give you a real tutorial about working with digital backgrounds. So if you have those, you will find some really useful information in there when it comes to working with digitals. Now, because I've done quite a hard cut out on this foot, there's no shadow under it, so I'm going to need to just add a little bit of a shadowing option in there. And you can do this by using a layer mask, an adjustment layer, or if you have the actions again, they will do all of that for you. So before and after. I'm going to use the add the main baby editing layers here on the actions again. If you don't own these actions, what you need to do is click underneath the baby layer, come down to adjustments, which is this little kind of half and half circle, and choose levels or curves. I've just chosen curves, and I'm going to bring the curve point down, and you will see everything underneath the baby there darkening or lightening if you lift it up. I'm watching this area under the foot because this is where I want to add a shadow, so I'm just darkening down. And you'll notice this has affected the whole image, which we don't want to do. So hold down Control or Command and click I, and that will invert the curves layer to black, meaning this effect doesn't show anymore. You can grab a brush on white, and you can use this to paint in some shadow under the baby, any way you need to, mimicking the natural shadow of the digital there. And you can click on the baby layer mask at any time you need to remove anything else that doesn't need to be there, or to paint anything back in. Now these curls on Justina's image are nice and warm, and the curls on the digital are a little bit lighter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come down, click on the baby layer, come down to adjustments, add a hue and saturation adjustment. If it hasn't, make sure it's clipped onto the baby layer. You see this little arrow here? You can right click and choose create a clipping mask, and what that will do is clip everything in. So meaning clipping means that any adjustments you make here will only affect this baby image and mask. It won't affect the whole image. So from the sliders, choose yellows, and lift that up a little bit, and you will see now the yellows in the baby image are starting to match the yellows in the digital a little bit more. If I was to bring them down, they would go too dark. So just lift the lightness up, and you can lift the saturation a little, even slide it down into the pinks if you want to, but I don't need to for this image. Again, just like we did with the curves, Control or Command I to invert, grab your brush, set it to white, nice and soft, and just use this around the edge of your image to match a little more with the curls in the digital. The actions, if you're using these, will also give you other options such as lift and lighten, which I'm going to use a tiny bit here. Don't worry, that's my battery dying, not yours. And you can try any other colour grading too. You can just add things right in here. For example, this colour over the baby, shadow over the baby. Let's add a little bit more in there, just to add a little bit more depth. And you can add colour change or anything else like that. So let's just close this group down and show before and after adding that baby in. And again, if you're using the knit base and you're adding a baby, you're going to want to get nice and close and make a harder selection of baby and add a little more shadowing here over the left side. So here is another image. This one is shot by Ana Brandt, and as you can see, baby was not on curls, this baby was on fluff and in a very similar heart bowl too. So the masking is a little bit different with this one. Coming a lot closer to baby around the edge here using a hard black brush and painted in some shadows over the top, but also let some of this natural felt blanket come in too, which is the beauty of shooting on white for this digital. It affords you a lot more freedom and flexibility when it comes to editing. And that's using the LSP Love Struck digital background by Ana Brandt, image here by Justina and photography by JW, and that is available at www.lsp-actions.com. I'm Lauren, thanks for watching.